Coming up, people in a Pike County community are scared after a man was shot at a nearby park. And Black Jewel coal miners are invited, to a meeting of multiple eastern Kentucky counties this week to see what can be done about their situation. Plus, in West Virginia, people are frustrated with the roads in Logan County, saying they aren't just bad, they're deadly.
Dedicated to eastern and southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning and happy Monday to you. I'm Connor James. The time is about 5:31. Let's check in with Brandon Robinson for a look at your forecast this morning. Brandon?
Good morning, and again, it's just the same old thing, except it's not wet this morning. It's just foggy. Let's take a look outside the WYMT studios once again, and you can see the fog continuing to build in here at Hazard. We're going to continue to see that fog across the region, so be extra careful this morning. Give yourself plenty of time and use those low beams. Temperatures very mild and muggy, 66 Wise to 73 in Ashland and in London right now. That's the range. Your day planner, 70 or above, getting up to the mid to upper 80s a little bit later on today as the skies gradually clear this afternoon. The rest of that forecast coming up in a few minutes. Connor?
All right, thanks, Brandon. As dusk settled over Pike County Saturday night, police got a call saying a man was shot at a small park in South Williamson. Kentucky State Police say the man was pronounced dead shortly after officials arrived on the scene. WYMT's Lauren McCourt talked with a neighbor who lives close by and says he is now afraid to even walk out of his own home.
He describes the area as quiet. Lonnie Ellis moved to this neighborhood 12 years ago.
Everybody around here is elderly people except one person.
But the park behind his house stays busy when the sun goes down.
There's traffic out there till 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning.
On Saturday evening, Ellis returned home from dinner with his kids, and after stepping out of his truck, he heard a woman yelling for help.
And there was a girl out there circling around, screaming and hollering, "Oh, he's killed, he's dead, he's dead."
That's when his family rushed to the backyard to see what was wrong.
He was laying between the second and third post back this way.
His son-in-law, who is a doctor, ran over to try to help the man, but by the time he got there, it was too late.
I'm getting scared here.
A murder happening just 100 feet from his home.
It gets dangerous to even walk out your door sometimes because you don't know what's going to happen.
Ellis says he's more afraid now than when he served in the Vietnam War.
But I'm 80 years old and I'm too old to fight.
Hoping one day he can feel safe at home again. In Pike County, Lauren McCourt, WYMT Mountain News.
Now, we do not know the name of the man who was murdered, but you can download our WYMT app for push alerts as we learn more information. And Chris Klein was fondly remembered across the state of West Virginia yesterday. While he was a giant in the coal industry, he also gave generously, especially to the Mountain State's two largest universities. Marshall's Thundering Herd football team holds its indoor practice at its Chris Klein Athletic Complex. Athletic Director Mike Hamrick was touring the facility Friday, remembering his Marshall classmate who donated millions to build the facility.
I think his legacy is behind me. He built a state-of-the-art athletic facility for our student athletes. He cared about our student athletes. He cared about their education.
Klein's donations to Marshall and other good causes had a ripple effect on the local economy. Like many of the Marshall University athletic contributors, Klein is enshrined in the school's Wall of Fame. And Black Jewel coal miners are invited to the Harlan County Courthouse at 2:30 this afternoon. Judge Executive Dan Mosley coordinated a meeting for local coal miners to meet with representatives from the East Kentucky Concentrated Employment Program about their unemployment situation. Mosley is also handing out official letters for miners to give to their creditors. Miners who had their paychecks bounce are encouraged to report the issue to the Kentucky Department of Labor. More information will be provided at today's meeting.
Some people have had trouble getting their unemployment benefits started. So by having some people there to help with that, that'll hopefully help some people that's had trouble getting that going as well.
Mosley also wants to talk to miners about their individual needs, as some local churches and nonprofits are willing to help. There will also be a meeting in Letcher County at noon on Wednesday at the Letcher County Recreational Center. Well, back in February, we told you about a Pike County teen who was diagnosed with leukemia. She's still fighting for her life, and now her family is staying at Cincinnati for treatment. WYMT's Katie Cook talked to family members who are still optimistic about her recovery.
A student at Pike County Central and just your average teenager.
Just kind-hearted, the sweetest person you probably ever meet.
A girl with many hobbies.
She loves to do makeup and hair, and art.
But 16-year-old Shaylee Cobb has fought a rare disease since birth.
She has been sick her whole life.
And about 5 months ago, doctors diagnosed her with leukemia.
She has improved. She improved quite a bit, but they had to start giving her donor cells to try to help her heal enough to get another bone marrow transplant.
And that is what she needs most, a bone marrow transplant.
Because they think that's what's going to save her life.
Until the time comes, Shaylee and her family are doing everything they can to stay positive.
Everybody's always showing support and wishing her the best and prayers. It's been awesome.
Praying someone out there is a match for Shaylee.
We're kind of suspended at the moment.
But until then,
She's been through so much with the disease that she was born with, and I think that if she can overcome that she can beat this too.
This beautiful girl continues fighting.
She's a fighter.
In Pike County, Katie Cook, WYMT Mountain News.
A link to donate to her family and information on how to test to see if you could be a match is all on WYMT's website. Doctors say anyone can be tested, but they're especially looking for someone of a mixed race. Well, President Trump's approval rating has now reached the highest point of his presidency. According to a new Washington Post ABC News poll, 44% of Americans approve of his job performance, while 53% said they disapprove. That's up 5 points since April. The economy served as the only issue where a majority said they approve of Trump's performance, 51% according to the poll. And President Trump is focused on getting the citizenship question on the 2020 census. The Supreme Court recently ruled that the Department of Commerce didn't provide a strong enough reason to add it. The citizenship question hasn't been on the census since 1950, and getting it back up could be an uphill battle for Trump in the White House. As this legal battle moves forward, President Trump says the media can get a first-hand view on the facilities holding migrants.
I'm going to start showing some of these detention centers to the press. I want the press to go in and see them.
Last month, a team of doctors, lawyers, and advocates warned of what they say are major health and hygiene problems at several border facilities in Texas. And the conditions of those border facilities is not the only hot topic ahead of the 2020 election. On Face the Nation, presidential candidate John Delaney said he would make it illegal to separate migrant children from their families. The former representative said it's important to sit down with some countries in Central America and figure out the problems. He also talked about his health care plan, Better Care, which he said is universal health care with options.
So I wouldn't decriminalize border crossings, but I would make it illegal to separate children from their families.
Delaney went on to say he does not want children to be detained long. At several other Democratic candidates have also weighed in on immigration issues lately. Well, plenty of soccer fans in Lexington came out to watch yesterday's Women's FIFA World Cup game. Fans gathered at West 6th Brewing for a watch party. One fan explains why he enjoys coming out to watch with other fans and how excited he is to see soccer growing in popularity.
No, it's just, just feeding off the vibe from other people, and it's great. I'm originally from Russia, so soccer is a huge thing over there. It's just kind of nice to see that it's kind of catching up in America, and old people coming out. It's exciting and encouraging to see.
After the game, West 6th also held an event kicking off Lexington's Burger Week, which officially begins today. Former UK football star Jared Lorenzen will be laid to rest Wednesday. The 38-year-old passed away last week after time in an ICU fighting kidney and heart issues. Lorenzen was a Covington native whose time with the Cats earned him a job with the New York Giants. Instead of flowers, family asks that donations be sent to St. Jude and the Cincinnati Children's Hospital. And people are upset and frustrated with the roads in Logan County, saying they aren't just bad, they're deadly. Margie Mullen says every time her grandchildren ride the school bus during the year, she is terrified they may not make it home, all because of the road she lives on in the Harts Creek area of Logan County, which she says has been like this for almost 2 years, and she is one of many who are worried.
I'm afraid it's going to take someone getting killed on these roads before anything's ever done about them. We've talked to our local officials, we've talked to the state officials, and nothing's been done. It's been over a year at least on most of them, and they're steadily getting worse.
To make matters worse, some people say their phone service through Frontier doesn't work in the area, so if something were to happen, they would have no way of getting any help. Well, later, there was something for everyone in theaters this weekend. We'll have more on which hits topped the box office.
The rain chances, getting words together, should stay scattered this week, giving us a little break in the action. What are we expecting? I'll break it all down for you in about 3 minutes.